Hello, Aquarius friends, Aquarius single friends, super singles, totally singles. Thank you for joining Tarot, my love. On the Beach edition this morning. This is your May singles reading, the four pillars. Thank you, guys. Get a cup of coffee. Feeling a little better. Still a little croaky with something. But what a beautiful morning on the beach here, guys. And on the 30th, we're getting out your May reading. It's my last one, right on time. And so this is a little special reading I came up with. We'll look at the four pillars of relationship. I consider it the emotional element, the intellectual, the sexual / love element, and the core value / lifestyle element. And what I'm trying to do is sort of identify your soulmate here to cut out any problems. You don't want another ex-wife, another ex-husband. We want here the one that's right for you, and like you're going to be right for them. And so that's what I'm looking for. I'm going to try to identify them, pre-shuffle when we started, and talk about them a little bit. I like to say, like they've probably been circling around in their plane and can't land because the airport is full and with your other people and other life, but now you're in a place where you're like, you know what, I'm wide open. Let's see. And that's when spirit can land them. We can pick them up, and we're going to meet them and get to know them a little bit. Emotionally, judgment, and a little different reading. So if you see a scary card come out, it's not quite the same. In Page of Swords, emotionally, judgment, and the Page of Swords. Seven of Pentacles, an intellectual position. It's actually pretty good. And Nine of Pentacles in the intellectual position. And here we would do the sexual and love nature, and often try to look at the Mars and Venus. I don't know why things work they do with me, but often I seem like I can pick that up. And I try to see here what I can pick up. And offhand, emotionally, an air moon, probably an air moon. And definitely an Earth Venus, probably a Earth Mercury. Gonna be Mercury and Virgo most likely. So if Mercury's in Virgo, that limits them to kind of like Leo, Virgo, or Libra suns. So we're looking at Leo, Virgo, Sun, Virgo, definitely Virgo, Mercury. And I'd look for an air moon, could be any air moon. Um, and I was going to say, then we do the lifestyle core values. Let me focus on this because, this is the core of the person. That's why I talk a lot about these personal planets. I look at the Venus and Mars here, um, but the moon, and the moon is the mind too. I'm a lot of people don't realize, like, yeah, it's the unconscious, like probably the biggest part of our mind. That's the mind and how the mind works. And this person is capable. They have a real detachment. God, maybe an Aquarius moon. They don't let emotions overwhelm them. And with judgment here, I think that speaks to them being very in touch with their emotions. You know, just because you have an air moon, you have that detachment. I have a Cancer moon, I don't know, it's supposed to be so great, but god damn, it's like I'm just drowning in emotions all the time. It's really hard, in a way. It's like good, I kind of get other people's emotions, but it's hard. And with this person, I'd sense that there's a lightness about them, because they don't internalize things and overthink things and worry, and they have a kind of real inner kind of equilibrium that's probably just natural. I mean, it's going to be in their natal chart, some kind of trine with the moon or sextile in Mercury, perhaps you'll see, looking at their natal charts. Um, and maybe the moon also well placed in maybe a water house, maybe you got a fourth house Aquarius moon. So they're going to be very kind of calm and just kind of neutral and disarming, and uh, this is not a person I don't think they will ever trigger anyone. you know. And even with this Page of Swords, you think, well, because this is in the emotional underneath, it's like there may be a little bit of them too that kind of judges themselves. If anyone, it's they're gonna. That's very Virgo in itself. So if they're gonna judge anyone, they're gonna judge themselves first. Um, and I think they're very kind of careful what they say, and they may be into positive affirmations and positive thinking and language and everything like that. They have a keen sense, of their own mind. They could be into manifesting and stuff like this too, because also it's someone I think that can control their mind, basically. I mean, look at the Seven of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. Um, and my guess is they're going to have at least a bachelor's degree, and they're the kind of person that would be able to study. I mean, they could sit for hours and concentrate. They're very self-contained. They're going to tell you they just don't get bored. Um, and it's going to be a really grounded energy about them. And this is not someone that's real outspoken, calm, um, confident, grounded. This person, um, easy, kind of a little bit of a Libra energy in that they're going to be polite and um, very pleasant to be around. I get just kind of a neutral energy about them, but it's not bad. I mean, it's kind of like vanilla, but good vanilla. Sometimes you go to Baskin Robbins and you really want vanilla, you know. There's someone. Not only can they make a commitment, I mean, they can follow a train of thought. They can figure things out. Um, they may be a little stuck in their mind, but with the Seven of Pentacles, they've probably given a lot of consideration to their positions on anything. And again, there's an element here where they can control their thoughts. Here, they could be a manifester. There's nothing here kind of screams manifester like the Star, or the Magician, but they damn well could. Now, listen, manifestation is just simply, you work two jobs and save up enough money to start a business, and then you do it and become successful. Ding, ding, you manifest wealth. And they could, with their mind, we'll see when we get over here to lifestyle and core values, wouldn't surprise me if this person could manifest wealth, um, because they're just able to focus so well. Um, I think when you're talking to them, you'll have the sense that they're really listening to you. And like they could really repeat back everything you say and really understand it. They have a very solid way. They're not really metaphorical, they're kind of direct. You know, when you, this is again with the Aquarius Moon energy, but there's no like harshness to them or sarcasm or anything. It's just they're going to get it in a very direct way. Uh, and no drama, by the way. This is like no drama, mama. Here, you're going to get that at all. It's just like it would just fall into like a bottomless pit. And they just ignore it. This is a very stable person. They're not going to tell you stories of all kind of fucked up exes and crazy stuff. I don't think they really think about what they do. It's almost like they think about what they say. They might almost literally, in their minds, kind of go over for a second what they're going to say and almost like fact check themselves. So sexually, just want to pull from the bottom when I can do that. Two of Swords. Okay. Okay, you can go ahead and read something into that intuitively if you want. And the Three of Wands. So, I think they might have an air Venus and some kind of fire Mars. So if they've got the Venus in Virgo, if they've got the Mercury in Virgo, um, they would have to have a most likely Libra um, Venus which is good, and either a Leo, probably a Leo Mars, which is a nice combination. Um, so in terms of love, with the Two of Swords, that kind of detachment and the emotions always carry to the sex, and I mean, does the mind often, but so there's kind of this detachment here that can be the Libra Venus, like they love and they want relationships. They're all about relationships, and they have to have a relationship to have love. That goes. I guarantee you, they're not going to tell you about affairs and one night stands, and um, whatever they do is considered and thoughtful. But when the doors close and when they feel it's appropriate, um, they got that Leo Mars, and I'm gonna tell you, it's hard for a Leo Mars not to be hot. But in terms of the way they love to, it might be a little bit that detached style. It's really good if you've got like a Sag Venus or something like that here. Um, they're not going to be possessive, and they're not going to be jealous. They're not going to be obsessive in any way like that. This reading's not for that, but this person is so not toxic. They're like really well balanced, a healthy person, and I just say has a healthy appetite for sex um, overall. And then in terms of their lifestyle and core values, get the Six of Swords. When I see that right up here at the top, I think know when to hold them, know when to fold them. With the Six of Swords, that's what I get. Because this is in their lifestyle and core values. So, core value could be they don't want to hold on to old things. They're probably not someone that has a lot of stuff, that they carry around in from house to house. And emotionally, even again, that detachment, they don't carry stuff with them, and they have this very good mind that they can use. Very good at details, that Virgo stuff, and so this could help them in any kind of business where they need to be able to make a decision about the currents. I'm just thinking money, communication too, but money, a manager, something to do with investing, investments, someone that invests, knows when to hold them, knows when to fold them. I'm trying to think if they literally could be a gambler. They could literally be a professional gambler. There are such things. So, Nine of Swords, Six of Swords, and the Nine of Swords. Yeah, closure comes to mind. Closer, someone that goes in and examines a company and decides what needs to be done, and it often involves cutting, um, for it to survive. So, in something they do, um, they're not afraid to do the difficult thing. I'm going to tell you about my ex-wife, 25 years, because this comes to mind. Wonderful person, strongest person I've ever known, most honest, upstanding person I've ever known. But she wasn't a real soft person. Like, she didn't like to hug. And where she worked, they worked with children, kind of like a nurse that worked on eyes. And none of the nurses liked to hold down a 5-year-old or 6-year-old child and jab them in the eye with something. And so they would always call her. And she would say, like, are you going to have some dignity? Or are you just going to act like a little brat and I'm going to have to hold you down and do this? And she just hold them down and do it. So they're not afraid to do the tough things. I don't know what they do here, but people may call on them, but when they do something, they're gonna make sure it's the right thing to do. With this Seven of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles, um, another story that comes to mind, metaphor now, but you remember Pulp Fiction? You remember the what was he called, the cleaner? metaphor. I'm not saying your soulmate's a cleaner for mobsters. But it's somebody that does might have work in a tough business. I mean, it could even be like towing people's cars. Honestly, like they're the guy that goes and tows cars, which is a rough business, you know. And I wonder, I don't know, I wonder what's this. They might get killed as much as police officers, because man, you really got to be tough to do that kind of thing. Something like that, guys. What I'm getting, you know. And so another thing that comes to mind with them, and you may not see this as you're just getting to know them, because they're very have this very calm and peaceful demeanor, and um, um, kind of like I say, Libra-like demeanor about them, which is very pleasant. But if it's ever necessary to set a boundary or to fight, even maybe, uh, this person would be instantly formidable, you know, and they would come from that place of probably with this detachment. It's like, you know, the advice in Kung Fu is never get angry, always stay calm. It's like they could assert themselves without raising their blood pressure. That's what this is talking about here too. And I've seen this before, and I'm always a little reluctant, but there's a lot of soldiers in the world. They could be a soldier, and they're not one with PTSD and stuff so much, you know. Uh, it's just they know how the world works, and they um, uh, they can do what needs to be done, you know, when it comes to it. Mind you, these are both swords, though, so they might do something. It has to do with communication. So the closing thing with companies, some kind of banking or investing comes mostly to mind with your person here. So, Aquarius, thank you guys. I hope you got something out of this. I think we got somewhere with your person here. And give us a like. It's good karma. What the heck? And thanks for joining us for May, your singles. And appreciate everybody subscribing. That means a lot. Want to get to that 1,000 so we can go live with this. That'll be more fun, I think. Thank you guys.